Hello! If you've seen many of my films, you'll know that I like old railways, and it seems that quite a few of you do too. If you've been out spotting railways, you'll know sometimes they're easy to find, they're obvious, sometimes you've got to dig a bit. In this film, I'm hoping to show you a typical railway hunting day out, so why not come with me? Get your coat on, let's get going. So sometimes when you're driving along, you see something and you think, railway, on the side of the road, or perhaps on both sides. Take a look. And it's definitely railway. In fact, it's Barbara's Bridge, and the Barbara's Bridge station is just beyond there. If we look on the opposite side of the road quickly, we can see the line there stretching out and heading towards Hynham and Gloucester. We've already covered that bit. Now there's the War Memorial, and I think they've used part of the stone of the old abutments there. It was very much like it. But anyway, let's get back to our bridge then, and our station. We can now head up this track, and we can gain access to the roadbed, actually above the bridge. Tall oak pines there, beloved of stations in this area. Take a peek over the wall, and what a sight for sore eyes. There is the old railway station, complete with a canopy. Marvellous. And that is a sight that you won't very often see. That's an absolute little gem. You can actually see the width of the track bed there. Look, obviously double track, unless it was a siding, heading off to the station. And don't forget the lovely bridge we're on. This looks like it may have been an access path at one time. Try to get a different look at the station without upsetting the residents. Yeah, there's some broad gauge rail acting as fence posts. Looks like that may possibly have been a gateway there once upon a time. The goods area perhaps. And there's the station. Hope we're not upsetting the encumbrance. And then beyond the station, the hedge there denotes the line of the railway heading towards Ledbury. Another view of the bridge in all its glory. As we make our way back, see if we get another angle on the station. Yeah, look at that, Barbara's Bridge station in all its glory. That's rather a unique find, I think you'll find, in railway hunting. You don't get too many of those. Right, we'll trudge back to the car over the hump of the old bridge here, and look at this. It's been a few days since that served its function. Often you can be travelling with the railway right by the side of you and you don't know it, apart from an occasional glimpse. That's a rather fine skew bridge. Same style as the others. Long while since a train rattled through there. Gloucester in that direction. Ledbury over there. Usual fence post. Quartered sleeper. And the whole issue, complete with plain wire. So the railway didn't go through the bridge, it actually went over it. Risking life and limb at this point. Watching the years tick by. What a lovely composition. And next station. Just of here, there's the road bridge. They use a lot of dressed stone on this railway. Local material, you guess. Very attractive. They don't look very friendly, do they? So this would have been the station access road, although nowadays they don't want us to use it. No, they really don't want anybody up here. Well, railway wire along there. And site of the station. I've been granted permission to come and film this bit. Oh, it looks like a wall here in the foreground. But yes, well, no further access. But that's the Marswick station then. Next one on the line. You don't always see them with the buildings left. Station there. Access road there. Good. We'll count that it's done before we get eaten alive. Once you've got your eye in, you spot things like this. A road which rises up to go over some sort of bridge. Typical bridge approach. They certainly used a lot of sleepers on this one. And this bridge is built same as the others by the look. See what we can see. Well, that suggests that the railway went straight across there. And on the opposite side, hey, return to the canal. There was always a war between canal and railway. It's possible here they ran side by side. How intriguing. Nice view from up here. But we don't overstay our welcome. Not that we were welcome in the first place, but you know what I mean. When there's no road access, sometimes there's no alternative but to get your boots on and get walking. This is someone's private driveway, but it's also a right of way, and the railway is down here somewhere. Hoping you got it right. It's a bit late once you've got a rock glider clamped to your leg. Looks like we're on the trail. This evidently had something to do with the railway once upon a time. Good Lord, it's a fair herd. And now we've got one of these. Could be a star in the distance. Quite an ugly arrangement of wires, isn't it? I didn't work very hard to blend those in. It's a bit marshy around here. Pick your track. Helps to have the right footwear. Okay. That way then. Probably headed for that. I hope. Not get any better. And this is the line of the railway. We're actually on it now. A drainage ditch, a slight embankment. There's your railway. Looking in the other direction, you can just about make out where it joins up. About there. A few decades of ploughing have reduced this down a bit. You can just about work out the embankment there. And the railway heading that way. Across the field behind us to where we were just now, There's no evidence at all, is there? Well, that's what you have to do to find these railways. They're all about. In fact, that wasn't the railway at all. It just goes to show how you can talk yourself into these things sometimes. That's what comes of having a brief look at a map, thinking, this looks easy, and going for it. When in actual fact, that wasn't the railway there at all. In fact, we'd already crossed it, about a mile back, in the dry, I might add. So, let me show you what happens next. Then when you study the map, you find that the railway isn't down there, it's here, right by these pylons. Remember those when we walked in? We were seduced by the footpath sign, when in actual fact we're standing on the railway. Looking behind us in the opposite direction, behind the woods, you can just make out the railway fence posts. And then turning around, there's our railway heading that way. You want some proof, don't you? There are those tapered concrete fence posts, complete with some railway plain wire still remaining. A little bit farther along, following the posts, so all that surmising and splashing about and getting lured by a slight embankment into believing that's the railway, and it turns out you have to be very, very careful how you read your maps, folks. Makes a big difference, especially in footwear. Nice line of posts there. Remains of ballast here. Now on an embankment. Through this accommodation crossing now, and then into a cutting. Some railway art. Not beautiful. A double strainer post. I think we'll leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the trials, tribulations, and indeed rewards of looking into old railways. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, it'd be very nice if you did, and you can click share and even like. And if you enjoyed what you saw, why not join me on the next one? Catch you there.